Most of us will have some Lego in the house and will have fond memories of playing with it. And this is exactly where the name comes from. So it comes from two Danish words, means leg, godt. Apologies if I pronounce this incorrectly, which means play well. But besides the fact that it's just a lot of fun to play with Lego, there's a lot of interesting material science behind it. And in this video I will explain to you what Lego is actually made from, why it hurts so much when you step on it, and why, even if you keep it in the attic, why the color doesn't fade for many years. So the modern Lego brick as we know it was developed in 1958. But then it took many years to find the right material to work with it. And what Lego bricks are actually made from is ABS. So ABS stands for acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. So it is a plastic. So it's a polymer that's composed of three very distinct repeating units. And you will see each of these components, so we've got acrylonitrile, butadiene and styrene, will give it some unique properties. First of all, acrylonitrile. So this is the compound that actually gives it excellent chemical resistance, so it doesn't wear off over time, and good heat stability. The second, butadiene, is a derivative of rubber. So that means that it's able to withstand impact, and that's what gives it its toughness. And then finally we've got styrene. So styrene is the same as you see in these little plastic cups. And by adding in this particular part, it makes sure that you can process it, but it also gives it the rigidity, because we all know that Lego is very strong. ABS is everywhere around you. So it's a very common material, which is for instance used in electronic housings, lots of parts within your car, or for instance in pipes. So it's not just Lego that's made from it. The major disadvantage of ABS is that it is a plastic which is derived from oil, which is not good for sustainability. So Lego has committed to look for alternative solutions by 2030. So one of the options could be that you might have Lego bricks entirely made out of sugarcane in the near future. But how is Lego produced in such big quantities? The process behind this is injection molding. And this works on the principle that ABS, the material that Lego is made from, is a thermoplast. So what that means is that when you heat it, it becomes liquidy-like or gooey, and then you can shape it in the size and particular mold that you want, simply by applying pressure to it. Or you can use ABS, for instance, as you might have seen in 3D printing, where you have a nozzle that moves around and you can shape it in whatever you want to make. The way this works is that you can store lots of the granules of the ABS in a metal silo. And then they are fed to the machine, which will heat it up till about 230 degrees. And then is when they become moldable. So this is when you can start to, by applying pressure, make different shapes of it. Lego comes in different colors as well. So what you can do in this process, you can add different dye molecules. So an example of this you can see here, or you can add small decorations to it. So this process is very flexible. And in 2014, over 16 billion parts were made this way. So now that we actually know how Lego is produced, let's go back to why it hurts so much when you actually step on a Lego brick. And each of those is designed to support at least 4 to 5 times the human weight. So they are incredibly strong. And even around the world, you can find examples where people do a Lego walk. And they say that this is harder than walking on glass or working on these burning coals. And that seems really strange, but we can explain this. Not that I would ever try fire walking, but they say the hot coals that they use in the process are very slow conductors of heat. So that means that if you don't stand on it for too long, the heat doesn't reach your foot. And then the other thing is, if you would walk on glass, again, something I would never try, they're ground into like really fine pieces. So when you step on it in your foot, they flatten. So it means that the pressure is spread all over your foot. So in your foot, you've got over 200,000 individual sensory receptors. So that will tell you that it's very sensitive. Now, contrary to the fire or the glass, what it doesn't do with Lego, because it's extremely hard and durable, it doesn't allow you to spread out that pressure all over your foot. So it means that you can feel every single corner on one particular part of your foot, and you can imagine how painful that could be. But also, kids don't seem to be bothered as much by stepping on Lego as you do. And that's because they weigh a lot less. So it means that they apply less pressure on the Lego bricks. So in this video I explained a little bit about the material that Lego is made from, how it's actually produced, and how it does get to have some of its unique properties. So if you're interested in more of the science behind everyday things, such as for instance coffee, then please have a look at this playlist.